Johnny Carson. Johnny's guest host is Jay Leno. This is Doc Severinsen along with the NBC Orchestra inviting you to join Jay and his guest, John Goodman. The music of Kenny Loggins, Robert Guillaume, and from radio and TV, Mark and Brian. And now, here's Jay Leno.
Let's face it, eh? Summer's over. Thank you very much. Summer's over. Let's face it. No more beach parties. No more pool parties. No more communist parties. It's over, ladies and gentlemen. Yo. Well, let's see what's going on in the world. Of course, the big story continues to be the coup in Russia. You know, many of the leaders are just starting to come to trial now. In fact, one coup leader says, did you read this in the paper? He said he was drunk during the whole thing. This is true. And I understand he's trying to get political asylum at the Kennedy compound. Yeah, so... Yeah. And last week, Peter Jennings, he had a historic program. It was pretty amazing. Do you see that? Where Americans were able to ask questions of Gorbachev and Yeltsin directly. Americans who just get up and speak to them. Boy, wouldn't it be great someday if we were able to do that with American leaders? Huh? Just be able to talk. Gosh, well, someday, Actually, experts tell us now that Russia is now where America was in about the 1950s. And it's true if you look at it. I mean, look, they have black and white TVs, they drive funny-looking cars, they wear baggy suits, and they're all afraid of communism. See, it's the same thing. And I'll tell you something. I think the anti-communists are really starting to go a little bit overboard over there. Yesterday, 10,000 Ukrainians tore down a statue of Harpo Marx. Did you see that? Yeah. Boy. A little overreacting, perhaps. Yeah. See, I'll tell you what's amazing. The Soviet Union is breaking up so rapidly that today, the line outside the Moscow McDonald's stretched through 9 new countries. In fact, inside the Moscow McDonald's, they've been having trouble with the McDLT. Did you hear about this? It seems the hot side has declared its independence from the cold side. Yeah, so very confusing situation. Yeah. And the Russians are starting to get desperate for economic help. In fact, they say, this is true, they say they have a space station that they would like to either trade or sell to the United States. Yeah, it's not a bad idea. I mean, the U.S. could use a new space station. Gorbachev could use a new vice president. Maybe we could work out a trade. I think we get the best of the deal. Yeah, you think it's a good idea, though, for the U.S. to buy a Soviet space station? I don't think the astronauts are going to go for it. I mean, can you imagine what Russian tang must taste like? Well, let's see what's happening in the rest of the world. Oh, did you hear about this? Imelda Marcos says she is having trouble finding the right container to take her husband's ashes back to the Philippines. Oh, come on, she must have a bunch of shoe boxes lying around. Just a couple of those. You know, Jim, this is really a fun job, and I was thinking about this the other day. Just when you think you're running out of jokes and you can't write anymore, Jerry Brown announces he's going to run for the presidency of the United States. Yes! Yes! And speaking of Democrats, Senator Al Gore has dropped out as a potential presidential candidate. Yeah. Well, he said he talked it over with his wife and his 2 kids and decided that, well, 4 votes just weren't enough to win, you know? You need a little more. Oh, and here's some good Washington gossip. Ooh, I like Washington gossip. Ty Collins, you know who she is? You know that woman? Well, she's the woman who claims she had sex with Virginia Senator Charles Robb, and she's appearing naked in this month's Playboy. She says the next thing she'd like to do after being naked in Playboy is to write children's stories. I think the first one is called Alice Does Wonderland. And of course, Senator Charles Robb is still sticking to his original story that all he did with Miss Collins was share a bottle of champagne and get a massage in her hotel room. Boy, it sounds to me like Robb is the one that should be writing the fairy tales, don't you think? Yeah, that's a better story anyway. Oh, and here's some good news. Some good news. Former President Ronald Reagan had a complete checkup at the Mayo Clinic the other day. The doctor said he's in excellent health. We're very grateful for that. But doctor says he needs a lot more rest. A lot more rest. So you don't think he may be trying to run for the presidency again, do you? Not sure. And you hear about that woman in Texas who tried to have a murder committed just so her kid could get on the cheerleading squad? Is that unbelievable? Hey, I'll tell you one thing. I bet her daughter's not going to have any competition for prom queen next spring. Oh, boy. Yeah. No problem. It's all yours. Boy, there are a lot of strange stories in the news this week. You hear about this couple down in Florida that was arrested for prostitution? Now, this is true. This is what it's in the paper. I guess she's a nymphomaniac. He's impotent. Now you see, I've warned about. This is what happens when you go on Love Connection and let the audience pick your date. You see? You don't do that. Never do that. Not a good idea. And I guess that book on how to commit suicide called Final Exit is still at the top of the bestseller list, which is unbelievable to me. Give you an idea how successful the book is. The author went on a book tour recently. Nobody showed up. Oh, boy. Boy, that shows you just how well. Oh, and how about, has anybody read Geraldo Rivera's new autobiography? Oh, this slimy thing. Oh, please. Where he brags about all the women he slept with. Now, here's the scary part. I just realized, if Geraldo Rivera sleeps with just 3 more women, he'll be eligible to run for the U.S. Senate in Massachusetts. Did you know that? That's unbelievable. Yeah, I'll tell you something. You know, a lot of people mentioned in the book are afraid of what Geraldo said about them could ruin their image. In fact, even Charles Manson is saying, look, I didn't know the guy, he just interviewed me. Now, let me ask you something. Now, isn't it kind of immature for Geraldo to be bragging about all the women he allegedly had affairs with? I mean, what are we, in high school now? I mean, this is from a guy who wants to be taken seriously. He's a journalist. Can you imagine that? He does. He considers himself a journalist. I mean, you wouldn't see Walter Cronkite doing this. In 1948, I fondled Bess Truman's buttocks in the foyer of the White House. And that's the way it was. Hey, we got a good show tonight, ladies and gentlemen. John Goodman is here. Kenny Loggins with his new album, Robert Guillaume, and Mark and Brian. And we'll be right back. Welcome to the Tonight Show. And of course, looking as if he just stepped out of an antacid commercial, Doc Severinsen and the orchestra, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, there you are. Yes! Perfect. Well, let's get right to it here. My first guest, not only my first guest, he is my largest guest of the evening, which is always exciting. He stars in the fine film Barton Fink, which has been described as the most chilling Hollywood comedy since Sunset Boulevard. You also know him from Roseanne and a ton of other stuff. Please welcome John Goodman. Now let me, hiya, folks. I know.
Jay Leno, everybody. America's favorite TV pal.
Yes. Now, I know you have a cold. You were deathly ill
I got the flu, man.
And I thank you for coming out of
Thank you very much.
a huge sick bed to be here tonight.
The biggest damn sick bed you'll ever see.
It'd be a 6-poster bed, I believe. Wouldn't it? There you got those 2 center posts in the middle just to keep it stable there. Now, let me ask you about Babe Ruth. Now, you're playing... Now, this is
It's
the
done, yeah.
You're not the candy bar, the ball player.
No, the ball player, Dick. About a month and a half ago, I wrapped. I've been doing it all summer up in Chicago.
You know, I saw some black and white photos.
Chicago!
We'll get to each city near the end of the program. Thank you. Please hold your applause till the end on each city. No, I saw some, I guess they had shot some photos of you and then did them in black and white. And boy, it really looked terrific. I mean,
yeah, it looks
really
scary. I should have gone around and done some convenience stores while I had the makeup on.
But
you don't think of those things.
Here's the frightening part. Didn't you have to lose 60 pounds to play Babe Ruth?
Yeah, but, 60 pounds on me is like clipping my toenails or something. Cut my hair, I lose 20.
Yeah. But that is odd, because he was a big guy, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was. He a big guy. He had big appetites.
Yeah.
I'm trying to trim mine back a little bit, but he.
Now, are
he
you
really
a big
loved
eater, or
life.
are you one of these guys that has a thyroid problem and each?
Oh, it's a tapeworm or a thyroid problem.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I know I saw you just had one little tea cake for lunch,
Yeah.
and that was it. Yeah.
Finger sandwich with a real finger.
A big finger, though. Yeah. Well, let me ask you more about the movie now. Now, this is fascinating, the Babe Ruth thing.
Well, yeah, I just, had to sit down and learn, what kind of differences we had and everything. So
Well, he's a southpaw. He's a left-hander, right?
I took, started throwing in January, started throwing left-handed. A guy named Denny Kyra and Ray Chase, who were professional ball players, would work with me every morning before I go do Roseanne, and then...
Well, that's got to be tricky to, especially on film, because you look like you're suddenly in the 6th grade girls softball team. Trying to throw
I
it
could whip any of them. Yeah, actually, what happened was I wound up doing all this work on my throwing, and I threw 3 damn pitches the whole movie. But the hitting was there.
Yeah. So what do they, when you do a film like that, and you're obviously at the Dodger Stadium or somewhere where you film it, what do they do for crowds? How do you get...
They hired extras. They hired about, I guess, 700 people. And, like, if the camera was on me, they'd put the 700 people right stacked up and back. And then, when I do my little trot, they'd have to, they'd show me, and then they'd have to move the audience over. So these people were getting a workout for, like, really bad money. And I want to thank each and every one of you.
Now, what do they use? They have something just like a huge, like earth mover to just push the 700 people over.
Not a bad idea, though, Jay. Write that down.
But they have to make them up, don't they? Look 1930.
They do. They give them haircuts, and not very good haircuts.
How do you get 700 haircuts at 8 o'clock?
Yeah, 4 in the morning. Come on, looking like a prison guard.
Now, what kind of dough do you get? See, I never did any extra work. Did you ever do it?
Yeah, I did. I did it once in New York. And
what kind of dough do you get?
Really bad dough. I
Yeah.
mean, you buy lunch, it's over with.
Yeah, that's it. Let me ask you a little bit about Barton Fink. Now, I have not seen this, but it won Best Film, right?
Mm-hmm. At the Cannes Film Festival.
Right, Best Actor, right? Best
John
actor.
Turturro.
Right, I guess they probably missed your part or something.
Oh, yeah.
But,
a little miffed at him about it.
Yeah. All right, it's kind of a strange film.
It's got its moments. It's I think the funniest thing I've done. The movie I did called Raising Arizona, and it's by the same guy.
Oh yeah. Oh sure. That was good.
But I had a ball doing it, and I really think it's funny.
You play like the common man, they tell you?
Yeah, it's about a playwright, New York playwright who's a Broadway hit, and he gets hired to come out here to do some wrestling movies. Right. Wrestling.
Wrestling?
Yeah.
But it's a period piece, right?
Yeah,
30s?
1940.
Oh, okay.
1941.
Yeah.
41. And he rooms in a sleazy hotel, and I'm the guy next door.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
None of that.
Now, do you find a big difference between the Roseanne fans and the movie fans? Because there aren't many actors, really, who make that transition for television. After this time, usually people get stuck on TV or they wind up doing film. You seem to make the transition pretty
Well, the
easy.
movie fans usually have $5-6 in their pocket, whatever it takes to
Yeah.
go see a movie, or they have jobs.
Oh, I see. With the TV fans.
I don't know.
And I think after tonight you'll have a lot more movie fans than you probably would.
No, I'm their TV pal.
Yeah. Now, you've been married how long now, Les?
It's going on 2 years.
2 years, and your daughter is...
It's a year and about a week.
Ooh, cutting it pretty close, young man.
No, there's no math on this.
Huh?
She's
No
just
math.
learning. Yeah, she's just learning how to walk, which means like every time I turn around now, she's gone.
Just bam, takes off something.
Bam. I'm gonna put her in the baby Olympics next year.
Yeah. Now, has being a father changed you a lot here? Have you changed your
Yeah,
life?
you learn how to deal with odd smells at odd times in the morning.
Yeah.
I'm a pro, man. Go in the Marine Corps now or something.
Yeah, I
It
would-
bother me.
Are you a neat guy? I wouldn't have sensed that was
In
ever a
what
problem.
sense of the word?
Oh, I wouldn't have sensed that was the problem, odd smell. I rest my case, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you. It's been a lovely audience.
Somehow I don't see you as a single guy in
Well, I'm
your
not
apartment
exactly-
going, there's an odd smell in here.
Not exactly Manners the butler.
No.
I had a real cave I lived in New York, but that's another show.
Yes, you become a bit more
Tidy.
domestic. Yeah.
Yes.
So what's the next step? You gonna have some more kids? What's happening next?
Well, we'll see.
Huh?
You don't rush me, man.
No, just...
And you own business.
This is all good gossip.
It's whatever happens, happens.
Oh, is that how it works?
Yeah.
So it's not exactly Planned
As far as I'm
Parenthood.
gonna check
is what
it
you're
out.
saying. Yeah. Okay. So what's next? When does Babe Ruth come out now?
Beginning of next baseball season.
Oh, that's a good timing.
Yeah. Yeah, somewhere around April. I'm not sure yet.
Oh, okay. And after Babe Ruth, now what? You do another?
I don't know.
How many films you cram in when you do Roseanne? From when to when?
August to April.
And then you manage to squeeze all the films
last year
in?
I squeezed out 2. This year I only did 1 movie.
Yeah.
Last year I did King Ralph and Barton Fink right after I came back from England. That was a little...
Is there anybody you want to play? Any part that you think, oh, this is what I...
Wilson Pickett.
Wilson Pickett. That would be a stretch.
Come on, yeah.
I think you'd...
Let's introduce him. Let him know.
How much weight would we have to lose for that one? I'm just trying to figure.
You don't do square roots, do you?
No,
you have to get into that. Get into logarithms.
Yeah.
Be a lot of toenail clippings anyway.
And sticking with the shows. Yeah, I also admire you for sticking with the show. You know, so many times people like yourself, they get a part in a TV show, they become a hit, they go to movies and they go, to television, they run off and they do the films. And I think it's great you're still doing the show.
Well, thank you, but they've got like real expensive lawyers.
Yeah, that's right. Well, besides the reality of it.
No, it's like somebody said, it's just like high school with money. We have a ball there.
Oh, yeah. And I imagine you just settle in now, right? You just come in and do your thing.
Yeah, show up's 9 to 5.
Leave. Yeah, that's true. So you're going back to bed right after you finish here tonight?
I sure am.
Huh? I appreciate you coming out. I know you've been sick. You want a tissue here?
Yeah, I need an IV or something.
Take a whole one of these. Take a whole box with you. So you're heading back to bed?
Yeah.
Wife will take
right
care
now.
of you? Okay, terrific. John, thanks. Thanks for coming by. Appreciate it. We're right back right after this. Welcome back. I'm sure you all know my next guest. Very talented and successful songwriter. This is his new CD, Leap of Faith. It's just released today. Very personal album for him. And please welcome Kenny Loggins.
Where are the dreams that we once had? This is the time to bring them back. What were the promises? Caught on the tips of our tongues. Do we forget or forgive? 'Cause a whole other life waiting to live with. One day we'll break enough. Talk with conviction of the heart. Down your streets I walked alone, as if my feet were not my own. Such is the path I chose. Doors I have opened and closed. I'm tired of living this life, fooling myself, believing where I went. I'd never given love any conviction of the heart. Too many years of taking now. Isn't it time to stop somehow? Air that's too angry to breathe. Water our children can't drink. You've heard it hundreds of times. You say you're aware, believe and you care.
tell you what, I'll let you catch your breath a minute. We'll talk about the album when we come back.
Great.
We'll do another song, too. Kenny Loggins, right back.
It looks like... Welcome back.
We are talking with Kenny Loggins. This is his new CD, Leap of Faith. Now, I know you've done a lot of soundtracks like Footloose and Top Gun and all that stuff, but this is like a real personal thing for you. This is sort of your life story kind of a thing.
You might say this is the movie of my life this time.
Oh, okay. That's a good way to put it. Yeah.
There's been a lot of time since the last soundtrack, and Water Under the Bridge, a lot of things have happened, and this sort of chronicles that passage of time.
I know when you do a soundtrack to a film, like you sit and you watch the film over and over again, and you say, oh, I can put this in here. What do? Look through old photo albums or something? Or just, do you just sort of run your life in your head and think, oh, this is a good place to stick this song?
You don't have to do that in this case. You know, your life is already running through your head.
See, I know nothing about music. But your life has changed, obviously, quite a bit since you started. This is your little girl.
That's right.
Cover,
That's Isabella.
Oh, that's nice. Kind of I thought it was Tarzan.
This is her first album.
You look like Tarzan a bit in the... This is her first
album. She does her vocal debut on this record.
Oh, she sings on it?
She sings on Conviction of the Heart, which is a song I just did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's neat. Oh, that's kind of cool. How old is she?
3.5.
Oh, well, that's good. So obviously, she got it on her talent, not just because she knew you.
Right, of course. No nepotism involved.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, the next song you're going to do for us is a song you originally wrote for her christening, is that?
Well, I was originally planning on writing a christening song.
Oh, okay.
But when I sat down to write a christening song, what came through instead was this song about relationship and priorities, I guess you could say, and shifting priorities. And what I saw as the song is called Real Thing.
Right.
And as the song emerged, I began to realize that I was actually talking to myself about something that I knew was coming in my life, which was the separation and divorce that would eventually come. But it took me a year to really accept it, to want to look at it close enough. So the song came up, and I waited a year before I finished it to really look at what was going on. And
oh, I see. So you were married, obviously, when you started the album, and by the time
I'd been married 12 years.
Right.
So it was a difficult thing to realize was actually I was coming face to face with.
Oh, I see. Well, that's fascinating. And the song sort of followed that all the way. All different ones.
Well, kind of. Yeah. It starts there, and then it moves through other emotions like Conviction of the Heart, which deals with the earth, but then after Eva and I were separated for a while, I fell in love again, and so the album took another shift over into love songs. And,
oh, I see.
So it pretty much runs the whole
is
circle.
What you're saying. Yeah. Well, that's terrific.
Anything can happen.
And the next song you're going to do for us is The Real Thing, right?
That's right.
Okay.
And that is the song we're doing.
Oh, terrific. Okay, I'll let you make your way over here, and I'll hold this up again.
Okay.
Ahead, you hang up there. I'll hold this up again and introduce him. Give him a second to get everything together. Once again, Kenny Loggins.
Amanda, I know what you're thinking. You and I have much to say. You've been making me crazy, trying to understand. It's impossible at your age. I know I said I'll always try. But you're going to bed alone again tonight, and you lie there in the dark and wonder why. I did it for you and the boys, because love should teach you joy, not the irritation that your mama and daddy tried to show you. I did it for you and for me, and because I still believe there's only one thing you can never give up, never compromise on, and that's the real thing you need in love. You're so afraid you're can change your mind. How could anybody be so selfish and treat you all so cruel? Wanting to scream at me and cry, I'll always hold you in my soul. And I'm never gonna leave you all alone. But your daddy doesn't live here anymore. Oh, 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 oh. I did it for you and the boys, because love should teach you joy, not the imitation that your mama and daddy tried to show you. I did it for you and for me, and because I still believe there's only one thing that you can never give up, never compromise on, and that's the real thing you need in love. Everybody's got a boat from the ocean. Not everybody's sailing out to sea. Is there some more left for me? I'm ready to believe. Oh, I did it for you and the boys, because love should teach you joy, not the imitation that your mama and daddy tried to show you. I did it for you, for me, because I still believe there's only one thing you can never give up, never compromise on, and that's the real thing you need in love. Oh, yeah.
Kenny Loggins. Be right back right after this. Hello. My next guest is probably best known for his long-running role as Benson. His new series, Pacific Station, premieres this coming Sunday. Please welcome Robert Guillaume.